Welcome to the Instagram stories for Friday, June 24th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. There is a ton of Instagram news, and honestly, when there's a lot, it makes doing this so much more enjoyable. Sometimes I really struggle a little bit. Head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, talked about some of the new updates that they're working on, some of which are deploying very soon. Here's him talking about them.
To help us provide the right experiences for people based on their age, we need to understand people's age. And age verification is a very complicated industry-wide issue. A lot of people don't have access to IDs because they're in a part of the world where IDs aren't readily available, or maybe they're just too young. And so this week we're going to launch some new tests around age verification. And these are a continuation on the announcements we made last week around parental and guardian controls for teens. So to date, if we've been able to verify age through primarily asking someone for their ID. So what's going to change is if you change your age in the US to start from under 18 to over 18, you'll be able to verify your age through an ID, but there are two new ways you're going to be able to verify your age. One is something we call social vouching. We're going to provide you a list of 6 people to pick from, all mutual followers, 18 or over themselves and meeting a series of other criteria. And you can pick 3. And we're going to ask them to verify your age on your behalf. The second is called face-based age prediction. And for this, we're actually working with a partner called Yoti. So you'll be asked to take a short video selfie and we'll send that image over to our partner Yoti. They're then going to use that selfie to predict your age. And I want to be clear, there's no facial recognition, there's no way to tell what your identity is, it's just about predicting age. They're then going to send us that information back and then delete that image. We want to make sure we're doing our utmost to respect people's privacy. Now, these are new ways to try and verify age, and we'll see how well they do. We think it's critical to continue to lead the industry on age verification. Because if we're going to provide people experiences that are appropriate for their age, we need to understand their age. So if you want to learn more about this, there's a link in my bio, and if you've got comments, please put them down below in the comment section. See you next week. Peace.
Good news. I tested out this age verification selfie tool, and I'm going to tell you how it works. But before I do that, here's a quick word from our sponsor. The Instagram Stories is sponsored by #Slayer.com, which is a very easy to use Instagram hashtag tool that helps you get more views on your content. It's an excellent product because what it does is help you identify the correct hashtags that you should be using for your post, and then lets you build a collection of them, which you can copy and paste. Did you know that sometimes hashtags die? They just don't get any usage or any activity the way they used to. For instance, hashtag Super Bowl 2020. No one's looking at that hashtag anymore. That's a perfect example. I could come up with more. But anyway, start growing today at #Slayer.com and be sure to use coupon code IGStories to get your first month completely free. And we're back. So I tested out the Yoti age scan tool using my webcam and my computer to see what sort of age guess it would give for me. Surprisingly, it was spot on. The first guess that it made right off the bat was 42 to 46 years old. I am 42. I was slightly insulted that it did not think I was younger than 42, but in terms of accuracy, it was right, so I'll have to go with it. I messed with it several times by doing different facial things like smiling very widely or giving a very small smile or opening my eyes very wide. It only gave me ages within the range of 42 to 46. One time I got 41 to 45. I was a little excited, but nothing to brag about. And overall, I think this tool works pretty well, but test it out for yourself. I'll include a link in the show notes. In other news, the Instagram @creators account posted that there are now new captions updates for Reels. They're in the process of making captioning content more seamless and accessible through auto-generated and AR closed captioned for Reels. This is important, but not very exciting. Let me skip to the exciting part. Instagram is also launching new stylized closed caption AR effects for Reels that give you more ways to make your video creative and fun. And they show some of the examples. Comic captions, which makes the reel look like a comic book panel, and the caption like an artist in a comic book drew the letters instead of typing them out. It looks really good. There's a bunch of other ones, bubble captions, mumble captions, some computer from 1996 options. I don't know what that means, but I'm interested. I will definitely check these out and report back how they are. In the meantime, I will link to this post so you can see more about how this all works. Definitely check your Reels and see if you have them. That's going to do it for today's show. Be sure to come back on Monday where we talk about what the head of Instagram shared on his Ask Me Anything. And if you have never done this before, I would please ask that you leave a review of this show. It helps other people to find the show. It really means a lot if you give me positive feedback, of course, but helping other people to find the show is the best part. So whether you listen on Spotify or Apple Music, I link to the Apple Music spot to leave the review in the show notes, and that's the best place. Have a great weekend, everyone.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks at Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacies. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.